Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Monday. It is time for the collective weekly angel oracle card readings, and I'm so happy that you are here with me today. And I just wanted to remind you that if you have questions or if you want to leave a comment, please do below. And if you would like to have your own personal reading with me, I am still offering the free readings until July 15th. And I welcome you to take advantage of that. And if you want to book your own reading with me beyond that time, by all means, just reach me here through the comments, and I would be more than happy uh, to deliver a reading for you as well. So, what is really special about this week, it's also a full moon is going to happen this week, which is an incredible time for releasing. So if you do feel that you're being called to release kind of some things that are on your heart or release things that are kind of just no longer serve you, um, this full moon that's coming up is a great time to just release it into the light and release it, let it go, and begin again. Move towards what it is that you really want in your life. So, let's get started, shall we? So, as always, I use three card decks, and it's kind of depending on which one kind of calls to me or which two really call to me. And so, I'm super excited to kind of go with that. And the first one that we're going to work with is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms with Colette Baron Reid. She has done such an incredible work with these cards. I absolutely love them. So, as you can see, I am shuffling these cards to see what the spirits and the angels want to share with all of you today as a collective reading. This is for the collective, and I'm very excited for that. I'm very grateful that you join me each week, and that the messages that I'm sharing is something that is really resonating with you. So I appreciate that. So I have two here. Very good. Oh, and you, huh? Okay. So the first two cards that came out together, and they both, the amazing thing with this deck of cards also is that when they show up upward, then they are an ally. And when they show upside down, they're called a challenge or something to be aware of. And so my first two cards, the first one that came out is the Hawk Prince. And he came out as your ally, as something that is truly amazing. And we've had the Hawk Prince kind of show up the last little while, and so he's still here to keep an eye on things and keep us going. It's spirit communication and paying attention, and he's sharing with us that there are even greater beings to get your information from. That sometimes with spirit communication and paying attention is that sometimes remember where you're getting your information from. If you're gaining a lot of your information kind of, either doom scrolling through the different social medias, or maybe listening to that person who always kind of has a negative perspective, or always just has that ability to maybe see everything from the glass half empty, be aware of that and realize that sometimes where you need to go is to sit in meditation and to communicate with spirit and to move in that direction. Sometimes you also know things and we just don't want to acknowledge that we know them. Sometimes we want, to say, no, that can't be right. That can't be right. And sometimes you need to get that confirmation from the spirit and pay attention to the people around you, what you're listening to, whom you're listening to, and just remember that he is seeing the big picture. He's seeing the overall. And if you have been moved to do something, ask spirit about it. If there's like a little seed that has been planted and it keeps coming back to you and keeps coming back to you, he's also asking you to pay attention to that and also to watch for the signs. Watch for the signs that are showing up, because they're there. They're there. And you need to move towards them. So sit in meditation, kind of block out what's going on in the world, and listen to the Hawk Prince, because he's got the bird's eye view. He's got the overall, the big picture. And if you're being moved to move in certain directions, pay attention to that. So the next card is this playful one, and it is the Sisters of the Seasons. So you've got your different seasons. Of course, we're in the season of summer, which is a lot of, even more growth and fun and relaxing, not quite so structured. And it's the time of joy and the time of, moving about. But it's also the season that you might be in of releasing. And this is perfect timing with the new moon, or with the full moon, rather. Sorry, not the new moon. The full moon that's coming. And so understanding that each cycle births something and lets go of something. So this one is the cycles of growth and natural law and divine order. And they came out with the Hawk Prince. So it does make a lot of sense that if a seed has been planted and it keeps coming back to you, and it's getting close to that time of action, it's getting close to that time of you need to be moving and acting on something. But it's also talking about the divine order and the natural law. It means go with what it is. Like, don't skip over a bunch of steps. Winter, doesn't follow spring. Spring follows winter. And summer and fall, unless, of course, you live in Canada, where you could have all 4 seasons in one day. But that is not what we're talking about. the usual natural law is that there is a natural beginning of something and there is a natural end. And so with that, it's also somewhere in this cycle of what has been planted, it might be coming time for the knowledge part to come, and it's growing. But don't get stuck in the acquiring knowledge and the absorbing knowledge. Get out there. And I get this feeling deep from Spirit that your time of acquiring knowledge is coming to an end, and it's time to move. It's time to get going. It's time to burst on the scene and move through what it is that you need to. So the last card that came out was the Queen of the Light. Only she came as a challenge, or as something to be aware of. Illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. And that's interesting because the message that I got, it goes along with your sisters of this season, is don't get too far ahead in celebrating or in imagining the celebration. You have to put the work in. Don't focus so much on the end product or making it to where it is you figure you want to be. You have to put the effort in. You have to put the learning in. You've got to put the work in. And she's just kind of here to remind you that don't get so caught up on what the end could be, but also enjoy the process. And don't forget that there is work in order to get to that celebration. There's also kind of something that I'm missing in that part, and so I am going to look through the incredible book that Colette Baron-Reid sends with this deck of cards. And one of the things that's interesting, yes, that goes along, is that the Queen of Light also challenges you to shine your light and not give in to fear. And that was something that also came along with the Sisters of the Seasons, was don't spend so much time in the prep, but get out there, start doing, don't live in fear. Don't prepare yourself so much that you never get into, the actual presentation, the actual mode, and into this season of growth and being out there. Don't get stuck. It's interesting that this is a very strong, I'm getting a really strong feeling of emphasizing, don't get stuck in the preparation. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you're going to learn along the way. This is huge out there, is that somebody needs to know that now is the time to act. Act in this season. Be in this season. Be in the moment. The knowledge will come to you. How you're going to learn, you're going to learn through experience. And the Queen of the Light, she's reminding you not only to skip over the part of the presentation and just celebrate, like looking at the end. That's not what it is. You do have to put in the work, but don't get caught in the fear. Don't be afraid. You're going to resonate. You're going to see the success. But there is that part where you have to show up. So thank you for that. Thank you for that part. And I am going to grab the angel answer cards here because they seem to have something to say as well for the collective out here. Interesting. Okay. Well, now that is interesting. Okay. Okay, so this is very interesting. So the first two out of this deck was interesting. There is a very no. Someone out there is asking for something, and you're on a crossroads. And should you do what it is that you wish to do? Is a no, but it's a soft no. Whether or not now is not the right time, or you're doing something in the wrong order, because this card was the card that arrived with it. And that was ask your angels. So the way that you are thinking of something or what it is that you want to do, it's not in the way that you're imagining. They're reminding you to ask your angels. They're reminding you that there's a third way. There's a third way. And they're waiting to tell you, but you're not asking them. They want you to sit quietly and to listen, and they're ready to they are ready to reveal that way to you. But the plan that you have and the way you want to go about it is no. It's telling you to stop. It's telling you to wait, but it's a soft no. Because there is a better way, and the angels want to share that better way with you. And I don't know if this is this is professionally. This is a career for somebody. They want to know if they should go in a different direction, and the answer is no. And that the angels have a different way for you. So I know that is meant for someone out there because it was a very quick pull out of that card. And then I've also got this third one, and this is a relationship one. And this is a yes. This is a family or relationship. This is a very celebratory yes. This is interesting because she's holding both worlds, the sun and the moon. And she is telling you that what you're waiting for, what you're asking about, is a very solid yes, and that your worlds will combine. The sun and the moon are telling you this is going to be a for sure. It's going to be a no-brainer. It is going to be such a bright and shining yes that you'll wonder why you even questioned it, why you even thought it, because really it makes no other sense. But yes, and more importantly, you didn't need this card to know that. Whew, that was a chill. This is your sign. You have asked for a definitive sign. And she is here to tell you the answer is yes. And that this is for your family. It has to do with your family, either starting a family or moving your family. That's another. But it's all surrounding family. And it's without a doubt, you knew internally that this was a yes, but you wanted your sign. There's your sign. So thank you, everybody, today. Thank you for joining me on this week's collective oracle card reading. And if you would like your own specific card reading, just drop a comment in the comments below, card reading, or hey Juanita, I would love a card reading, private card reading, anything along those lines. And I will get back to you. Absolutely. And if this resonated with you, or you want to share how this resonated with you, or anything like that, put that in the comments too. I would love to hear your stories. Also, if this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And if what I had to say, you know what, you're sitting there thinking, this is for my friend, this person's gotta listen to this, go ahead and share it. I would love, sharing is caring. I know that's a little cliche, but honestly, it truly is. Have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed week. And I will talk to you next Monday. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.